Hello everyone and welcome to another top 5 list. This was my surprises for 2023. Mostly good, one a little bit bad, but let's go through what I was actually quite surprised about game-wise in 2023. At number 5, you may have seen recently my review for Final Girl, and well, I'm not normally a solo gamer, so the fact that I actually rather enjoyed that sort of experience, getting the game to the table takes a bit of time, do all that sort of setup. But actually it turns out it's pretty cool gameplay when you're there. You're trying to search for those items. You're constantly having to go, oh, I want to buy this cool card from the market, but I can't afford the time for that because I need to be able to do these things instead. So I really liked Final Girl, and like I say, me personally, I would never say that I am a solo board gamer. I will most of the time go and just play on the computer. But I was surprised how much I enjoyed Final Girl, so that was a surprise for the year. Number 4 is a trick-taking game. Now this was a surprise later on in the year, and this is Stitch for Stitch. Now why it's a surprise for me is the fact that there's a previous sort of trick-taking with deception and that sort of stuff going on called Inside Job, and I got quite sort of excited when that came out, and I played it at UK Games Expo, and well, it fell a bit flat for me. In fact, I wasn't really taken with that one at all. And then this one, Stitch for Stitch, was sort of announced, and it was like, oh, so you're trying to sort of give away or not give away information with your tricks. Now, it's not necessarily trick-taking, but I really did enjoy it, and there's a lot of trick-taking games, and the last game that tried something a bit different along those sort of deduction lines, Inside Job, didn't work for me at all. So Stitch for Stitch working was a bit of a surprise, but a happy one. So that's another surprise for the year. Number 3, unfortunately, is the negative on the list. With a number of Darwin games coming out, there was the big heavy Darwin's Journey game, and that really just didn't vibe with me in the end. I thought I would really enjoy it, worker placement with some tracks that you're effectively pushing along. You're trying to set collect because that gets you some sort of points for that. Now, I have only had one play of this, but I just found the game was very punishing in terms of if you got behind a little bit, there was very little chance. If there was someone that knew what they were doing, that they've won at the start of the game sort of thing, because I don't know, I had a really cool thing that I love in Lords of Waterdeep, that you can sort of unlock and buy new spaces, and then these new sort of worker placement spots become available to everyone, and I really like that logic and idea. But it just felt that a lot of the time the worker placement was really hampered by, if you place there, you've got to pay this person a coin or pay that, and I don't have that coin because money's so limited in this game, and it just felt like it was one limit too many for me. I don't mind a game that makes it, you know, tough choices, but when it felt at times where it's like, you don't have the money to place your person here to get money, so then you can do this, and it's like, at times it was like one coin was what was stopping you doing these massive amount of cool stuff, and that just felt a little lackluster to me, and it's not one that I want to necessarily go back to. So a bit of a disappointment, because I normally really enjoy worker placement, and it had a number of elements that should have been good, and actually they were good, but they weren't good enough to make up for it feeling very sort of restrictive and punishing when you're actually trying to place stuff. Number 2, and these aren't really in any particular order sort of thing, but Deep Dive was a game that I really enjoyed. You may have seen my review on the Dice Tower about this, and it was just one that, like, Push Your Luck is a mechanism in a game that mostly I really hate, because I normally push my luck too far. Quacks of Quedlinburg, prime example. I always pull that one additional thing out the bag and hate myself for it. Or I don't pull it and everyone else just beats me because they've gone for that one more pull or something like that. And Deep Dive is just pure push your luck. You are basically, do I take this bit of food from this level, or do I push my luck and go deeper and maybe find a predator that means I can get points that round, that turn sort of thing. But diving those penguins and pushing your luck, it's just super quick, super simple, and that's all it is. It doesn't try and make a bigger game around it. Penguin theme is a bit of a bonus, but yeah, I sort of push your luck game that I really enjoyed. That was another surprise to me. And last but not least, a surprise and sort of a little one from Spiel when I got to finally play Unmatched Adventures Tales to a Maze. I was happily surprised that it wasn't ruined. I go into this sort of, I said very at the early stage of this video, this is sort of a bit for fun, it's not to be taken too seriously. But Unmatched is one of my favourite games, and having to do all the admin for all of the different monsters, it sounded like, oh dear, that's going to be a really sloggy sort of admin-filled system. Actually, when it came to it, I played with two people around the table who had hardly touched Unmatched. One other, I've played a few sort of games with him, so he was a bit more up to speed. But I definitely played the most. And even though I did a lot of the stuff, like, right, this is how this interaction between the attack and defense cards works, I can work that out super quick because I've played a lot. But other people around the table, even very inexperienced Unmatched players, were able to help do that sort of admin stuff very quickly, but like during that first game and playthrough. I'm super excited to get my hands on that game again, but it won't be a surprise that I enjoy it when I do this time, because I was pleasantly surprised when I played it at Spiel. So there you have it, there's 5 surprises. To be honest, it wasn't a surprising year too much. There wasn't any sort of massive announcements or big hit games that you weren't really expecting. Right, Ticket to Ride Legacy came out. I've not had a chance to play that, but well, there was mumblings that was going to happen for a while and different things like that. So I can't say I was too surprised. I was maybe a little bit surprised that The Witcher is going to be the next Unmatched set or IP that's going to be coming out down the road, but, well, otherwise, it was a fairly tame-ish sort of year. Now I need to go and look at my predictions for the year, and I'll put a video out on that at some point soon, and we'll see how badly my predictions were, as well as predicting for 2024. But there's some surprises, not much surprise like I say, but what was your biggest surprise? Were any of mine right or wrong? Let me know in the comments section below, and until next time, have a great day gaming.